Obviously they've had good pairs like Kiddo and Setiawan, and we've got Setiawan playing with Ahsan here, but it should be amazing to watch. They are just so quick out there.
And here are our finalists and our Indonesian finalists being announced to the crowd. They put on a show for the finals.
Got quite a long walk actually, just realised. They've got to and get teased by the trophy as well. You have to walk past that. But
if they are feeling a little bit nervous, this won't steady the nerves for them.
They don't look nervous, do they? These guys, cucumbers.
Yeah, they'll be pumped up for this. I mean, last year, Japan, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, they've won. I mean, they're going to be used to these finals and very, very confident with a 5-0 record against this Japanese pair coming out onto the court.
From Japan, the number 2 seeds, Hiroyuki Endo and Kenichi Hayakawa.
Last year's defeated finalists. Psychologically, that's tough, isn't it? And you know, we've mentioned that already, but kind of interested really in badminton, how much the psychology is, how important it is.
I think it's absolutely massive. I think one of the big things that you can't do is give your opponent too much respect. And I remember looking back at my career that if there was one pair there I gave too much respect to, it was Ricky and Rexy. You know, and this is looking formidable for this pair as well. 5-0 on the head-to-heads. You're already walking on court thinking, I've got to get a good start. You're putting pressure on yourself straight away rather than walking on court going, you've got to beat me. And, you know, they're thinking negativity straight away, you know, and they've got to get that out of their head.
What can we expect in this match? Styles of play?
Speed. speed. Lots of speed. I really want to see some long rallies. Whether we get any, I'm not so sure, but with nerves playing in, I think there's going to be a lot of short, sharp rallies, but I would love there to be some long rallies, just so the crowd can really get into it. And also you just get that variety of the pace and the defence and the attack, and it's just so beautiful to watch. It will just depend on nerves, and yeah, it's so vital. The serve, return and third and fourth shots are so crucial in doubles now. If each pair can get past that, then we can get a great rally. But it's whether, you know, the rallies are going to be set up like that.
We saw Ahsan and Setiawan yesterday playing so well at the net as well, pressing forward in the court, and their skill level at the front of the court was amazing. We know they can both hit hard and hit fast from the mid-court, but their skill, being able to turn the shuttle from a fast shot to suddenly play that soft shot and turn it away from their opponents at the net is a real difficult art in men's doubles, to take that speed and control it and move it away from your opponent, and that was brilliant. Can the Japanese do that to the same extent and take the net off the Indonesians? Well, we'll have to wait and see.
I guess that what happens with whether it'll go to 3 games will depend on that.
Well, the Japanese have certainly got to get forward and try and get the attack, because if you let these 2 Indonesians come at you're not going to win out there. They've just got to press forward in the mid-court and try and get the first soft shot into the net, get their lift for the opponent. One thing's for sure is the Japanese pair, they'll be quick out there on the court and they'll be fighting for every shot. You know, they're world number 2, seeded 2 for a reason. They are a very, very good pair, but they are up against one of the best pairs I've seen for a very long time, probably since Kai and Fu. And you know, I think this Indonesian pair are going to be the pair to beat come Rio in 2 years' time. Yeah,
I agree with Simon. I think it's, you know, it is all about Indonesia badminton at the moment. It's really up and coming.
Is their
sense of vibe about them
similar to the Chinese?
I'm not sure. I know it's going through a few changes, so I'm not actually sure what's happening at the moment, but I think they've got a new buzz about it. There was a bit of a lull, and I think they really just they said, you know, we want to get badminton up, and you know, they were a world-class nation, but then they slipped a little bit, so they've really had to step up a gear, but there is this buzz, so it's great.
All right then, a chance for Endo and Hayakawa to make up for their disappointment in last year's final. Let's rejoin Morten and Jill in the commentary box, and they're joined by Paul-Erik Hoyer Larsen, the president of the Badminton World Federation, for this match.
So the number 2 seeds there, the Japanese pair, second consecutive All-England final. A second final in 2 weeks, having been beaten in the final of the German Open. They are on a winning streak. They're playing very well, but so too is this pair, the world champions. Hendra Setiawan and Muhammad Ahsan. There's Muhammad Ahsan, the 26-year-old, his partner, 3 years older. And for Hendra Setiawan, Olympic champion in Beijing, world champion in 2007.
Championship men's doubles final between, on my right, Kenichi Hayakawa, Hiroyuki Endo, Japan. And on my left, Hendra Setiawan, Muhammad Ahsan, Indonesia.
The world champions nearest
Kenichi
to us.
Hayakawa to serve to Muhammad Ahsan. Love all. Play.
The Indonesians, Ahsan and Setiawan. They've been so good since they formed their partnership. But the one title missing for Hendra Setiawan is an All-England title. Now, I'm absolutely delighted to say that joining me is President of the BWF, the Badminton World Federation, and newly elected IOC member, Paul Erik Hoyer Larsen. Oh my goodness, Paul Erik, we were discussing just a moment ago the quality of the women's doubles, and already this men's doubles of the very, very highest quality.
Indeed, the speed in this game, we will see some tremendous drives over the net, speed towards the net, and it will be very interesting to see who will get the best control of this game. And I think Indonesia right now has the upper hand, but it's the best in the world we are seeing on the court right now. Yeah.
Well, you talk about getting an upper hand when you look at the 5 previous matches that these two pairs have played against each other. The Indonesians have won on all 5 occasions. So it's a tall order for the Japanese pair, but I suppose having learnt from last year's experience being in the final, that could help them today. Nothing to lose.
Well, they feel they have nothing to lose, everything to win. Still they are facing the number 1 in the world, and they have gained confidence over the last year, being in many semi-finals and finals. So I'm sure that they will definitely come up with something against the Indonesian pair.
Yeah. And of course, no Japanese man has ever won a title here at the All-England Championships. In fact, the last Japanese winners were women's doubles Takuda and Takada 36 years ago. So history could be made today. And that's another issue, because as you and I were chatting a little bit earlier about the dominance in women's doubles, women's singles later on, the Chinese dominance in the women's disciplines, here we have an opportunity for another nation to come in this discipline of men's doubles and showcase to the world that it's not just one nation dominating badminton.
Absolutely not, and we can see Indonesia is really holding on not only to the men's doubles. They actually have been having some fantastic men's doubles over many years, but also the mixed doubles. It's really open, and right now Indonesia also producing really well. So I do think that we have other nations that are able to tap in now and show the very best of badminton, not only from China, but actually it's coming from other nations as well.
Yeah, well, I think the All-England draw here in the men's doubles, emphasising that at quarter-final stage, 6 different nations involved. Semi-final stage, there were no Chinese pairs left in, and these two pairs are the number 1 and 2 pairs in the world at the moment. So this is the best of the best. Well, the Indonesians very definitely have their favoured formation. Hendra Setiawan, so effective at the front of the court. He intercepts so well, reads the game so well. His partner Muhammad Ahsan is so quick at the back of the court. No, he's not really too slow at the front there either.
Definitely not. I mean, this is definitely right now a game on who is getting the control at the net, and they are forcing themselves, pushing them towards the net all the time, not want to give away the offensive position.
Well, there is a prime example of the capabilities of Hendra Setiawan at the front of the court. How on earth did he find that angle? Just look at this. Looks as if he's going to play a hard, fast shot and then just guides the shuttle across court. Absolutely delightful. Well, I think back 12 months and
7-6.
I really felt so sorry for Hayakawa and Endo. They looked absolutely crippled by nerves. They looked far more aggressive and far more confident already this year. How much do you think the fact that Setiawan has achieved virtually everything there is to achieve in the game, world and Olympic titles, and yet this All England, which has been the oldest and most traditional event, very, very prestigious event, the All England Championships, and it's sort of been the one tournament that's missing from his CV. Does that add pressure?
Definitely, I do believe that he really wants to have this title, and that can create some eagerness, and when you're too eager sometimes you fail, and even though I would say he's clever, he maybe is at the stage of his career that he can control it, but you never know when it's really getting close what will happen, and that could be the mental side of it, really wanting, and then all of a sudden lose it.
Yeah. Good aggression from the Japanese pair. Hiroyuki Endo at the front of the court. Very athletic.
10-8.
Having to arch his back to play that shot with the round the head action. He's so fast with this man, Muhammad Ahsan.
10.
The number 2 seed to have a 2-point advantage at the mid-game interval of the opening game. Coach Park Jubong. Well, surely he's pretty happy with his men at the moment. And poor Eric, just tell us with your IOC hat on the importance of the Olympic status for us as a pair. I'm just thinking back to the first Olympic Games in Barcelona in 1992 when badminton became a full Olympic sport. It doesn't just create history in sporting terms, it's bigger than that, because I remember the Indonesians winning gold medals. It was their first ever gold medals in any sport, and therefore through badminton the Olympic movement and the IOC was spreading its wings through our sport, which again is a very good thing for us as a sport of badminton.
It certainly is, and not only the interest from each country, it's also money-wise. I mean, you want to invest as a nation to have this chance to experience such joy, such happiness, unite the nation. That is actually what is happening when you have the Olympics, and that was exactly what happened in Indonesia when Susi Susanti came back home with Alan Kusuma, having such a success at the '92 Olympics in Barcelona. That united the nation. So these moments is for us a possibility now because we are in the Olympics.
Yeah. So important. Oh, the shuttle actually getting stuck in the strings there. Yeah, you can see why the strings broke, where it was hitting the shuttle at the edge of the racket head there. Really need to be hitting it on the sweet spot in the centre of the racket. Well, it was very evident 2 years ago how the Olympics can bring a nation together. Here with the London Olympics, it was honestly, I know I'm biased and British, but you know, I've been working or competing at Olympics since badminton's first involvement, and I have to say it was very, very special Olympic Games. And I know the players on courts, this is what they all build towards, and it is that coming together of the whole nation. We see it in football when there's high drama at World Cups and so on, and despair if a team loses, but there'll be badminton fans all over the world right now watching this match, and nations coming together, and that's the beauty of sport, isn't it?
It certainly is, and that's definitely the key thing for sports. This environment is so unique in that aspect, so therefore Olympics is definitely an area where, I mean, everybody is allowed to be part of the Olympics. And also I experienced in London 12 how well received this Olympics were taken from the citizens of London, but also the whole United Kingdom. Actually, I felt they were joining in, and they experienced some wonderful days with the Olympics in London.
Yeah. Well, this match, quite frankly, is getting better and better. It started well. More rackets broken.
To me, it seems a bit like the Japanese is forcing themselves to have one person in front of the net and then the other one right behind him, waiting for the opportunity, but the front person really chasing each and every shuttle coming towards him.
Yeah. Service fault called, struck above the waist, said the service judge. Director Anderson from Sweden. Well, a little quizzical look from Hayakawa. Oh, good spot. Yeah, above the waist. Now, just to explain, now just watch his left arm, how he raises that left arm to play the flick serve, and that's why it's called a fault. Shuttle must be struck below the waist, and the waist defined as below the lowest rib.
13.
smart attack by the Indonesians. This is going to make this slate very, very important. Oh, well taken. Good rally. Hayakawa in the right place at the right time.
16-14.
And it certainly was a magnificent shot, this cross backhand lift, so to speak, and then follow through into the position at the net and killing it. You've seen these kind of opening the court by the cross shot, and it has been a success both for the Japanese but also for the Indonesians right now.
All four players acutely aware of how important every single point is. Oh, it's a good rally again. And it's all level.
16 all.
Oh my goodness, he slipped Muhammad Ahsan as he landed on the carpets around the court. What appears to be okay. My goodness me, my heart missed a beat there. That's gone long.
17-16.
3 straight points for the Indonesians. Oh, brilliant. Oh, no! That is sensational! The dive, first of all, from Endo. How on earth did he get that back? Well, he certainly can't accuse them of lack of effort.
Oh, that was really incredible, agile, and the way he was able to act with his racket, controlling the shot.
Diving away from the court, and it still had the racket head control to hit the shuttle in the opposite direction. Four straight points now for the Indonesians. That's landed well in. Well, we've been talking about the drift. There is a slight sideways drift from right to left as we look down on the court, and that drift brought this shot back in. And it was well in. 5 straight points. And the run continues. And now it's game point opportunities. 4 of them to be precise. Well, that's probably about as angry as you'll ever see Hendra Setiawan yet.
20. Like
taken, well worked.
18, 20.
Bounced off the top of the tape and went wide, and 3 game points have come and gone. Just one more remains for the Indonesians.
19, 20.
Yo, fight, one.
Oh, good return. On their 4th opportunity, the world champions take the opening game 21-19.
Muhammad Ahsan, Hendra Setiawan,
21 minutes.
19.
What a good opening game. 21-19. And the world champions are 1 game away from the All England title.
We got a tweet from the legend Ruby Walsh.
Paddy, your first day offer at Cheltenham is totally banana.
Now we hear you, Sir Ruby. We've gone completely Chelt-mental with this one. We're offering money back if your horse finishes 2nd, 3rd or 4th in the Supreme Novices Hurdle. It's Chelt-mental, all right. Oh, and so is he. He's off his rocker. Ha! Finishing the first 4 of the Supreme Novices Hurdle, and if you don't win, you get your money back. Download the Paddy Power app or pop into a shop and bet now.
For 7. What Car's Best MPV 2014? The multi-award-winning new Citroën Grand C4 Picasso.
Citroën, créative technologie.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Well, from some of their gestures, the Indonesian coaches, you wouldn't believe that their men have just won the opening game, seem to be very intense, trying to encourage them and urge them on. Well, with Paul-Erik Hoyer Larsen, the president of the BWF and IOC member, he's had to go and deal with other duties, so Morten Frost is back with me. Morten, you were just...
I do apologise.
just telling me that you've been sitting courtside watching that opening game.
I have. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
And, great intensity. Really, really quick badminton.
Some terrific rallies. You and I have been talking at times, and in fact Paul-Erik was mentioning to me that he thought sometimes women's doubles was more entertaining nowadays than men's doubles, but my goodness, the opening game had just about everything, didn't it?
It did. Very much. I agree that we talked about it on numerous occasions earlier this week about the men's doubles and how quick it is and short rallies and all that, but this one here is excellent.
Yeah. And what a contrast to last year with Hayakawa and Endo. Last year absolutely crippled with nerves. This year, my goodness, I think they're playing about just as well as I've ever seen them.
Yeah, it's excellent. Really good.
Idea.
3-2.
Goodness, take that.
Yeah, obviously not knowing what has been said in the first game here, but I can't recall I've seen anyone as quick as Endo in that men's doubles. His legs, they're so quick. We've seen occasions where he's jumping and almost landing out on the carpet on the blue, and the next split second he's opposite, smashing again.
Well, I was remarking earlier on, Morton, about the speed of Muhammad Ahsan, but I bow to you because you're absolutely right. I mean, there's a couple of occasions, and also a couple of dives from him that were just extraordinary.
Yeah, but they're very similar style. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
The Japanese pair is asking for it in my book. The defensive stand is really quite far back, and obviously it's opening up for these opportunities of drop shot blocks and so on. So they were really asking for it here.
I was looking back at the record books, Morton, I was really quite surprised.
That Japan has never
won any men's title.
Yeah, any men's title. I thought it was only men's doubles.
No, I couldn't find a men's doubles winner or a mixed doubles winner.
That's amazing. Such a good nation.
Yeah. But also astonishing to me is the fact that it's 11 years since the last Indonesian winners of the All England. Chandra Wijaya and Sigit Budiato back in 2003.
Is that 11 years ago?
Yeah. And we think of one great Indonesian men's doubles player after another.
Yeah. 7-5.
Oh, good flick serve.
Very quick. Supposed to get away with that. The Indonesians are really playing well now. Total control in this rally as well. Finding the gap the whole time, adding on the pressure, and makes it a really easy finish.
8-5.
Somebody's saying look for that one there on the head.
Oh,
the Japanese pair have to be awfully careful here.
Yeah, They've got to reinvent themselves now.
Yeah. Stepped into that defensive shot. That was much better.
It was. Closing the gap.
There's your quick man again, Morton.
Yeah.
8-9.
Don't do that.
Bounced off the top of the tape and went over.
10-8.
Defensive play from the Japanese pair. Great play from Muhammad Ahsan at the back of the court.
Yeah, and then getting caught, and then just an easy finish at the net after all that hard work.
Disappointed. That was a golden opportunity for Hiroyuki Endo, and the Indonesians go to the mid-game interval with a 2-point advantage. Always very expressive.
Been around for many years.
Yes.
Kanannya ya, kalau kedepan berani aja, jangan terlalu duduk.
20 seconds. 20
The
seconds.
difference he has made since he's been coaching in Japan.
Yeah, he's been lifting not just a few players, but a whole system.
Yeah.
Eleven, 9. Play.
Is there anything different that the Japanese pair should be doing, Morton?
No, I think they managed to save the situation, and now it's only 1 point adrift. And you know, stick to what they've done so far now. I would do that, but had they been 11-5 down, they had to do something differently.
Yeah. Characteristic error from Muhammad Ahsan in the back level.
But there's no doubt that the Japanese pair is a little bit more prepared to defend and then counter-attack when opportunities arises. combinations are just incredible.
12-11.
Yeah, it's amazing. This man hardly seems to move, but he's always in the right place at the right time.
He is. Quick racket.
Short.
Back level, 12-all.
12-all.
The Indonesians here are almost saving the situation, even though it was pretty desperate. He's got to lift it.
Yeah, trying to be a little too cute.
For too low position to do anything. Really working well. Ahsan really working well. And he gives 100% in every single one of those matches.
14-13.
Good serve. An excellent return too.
15-14.
This just skims the net. In fact, there was a net caught on the reply. Point for point.
15-all.
We had a crack of the women's doubles, and now we're having a crack of the men's doubles.
Yeah.
It's nice when it happens on these final days.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does fizzle out. Read it well, Endo, but didn't manage to get all the way on top of the tape. Well read. And that's what I like about, I wouldn't say this new Japanese double, but what I like about this double player is that they seem to be more tactical, aware and astute.
Yeah, you think in the past maybe it was all fast and
furious.
Yeah, I agree.
And here they have a better eye for it. And that's what I enjoy a lot.
Better variation, better thinking.
Yeah.
16 all.
That interception there is really good.
Service over. 17-16.
That was a chance to take.
17.
Really trying to force his way through, and this one, that one is coming there. That's a very, very risky shot when you have Setiawan standing there.
Look at the jumps here from Muhammad Ahsan. 1, 2, 3. Proving that he too can play from the net, and the Indonesians just 2 points away from the title.
19-17.
He was outstanding in the World Championship final, was Muhammad Ahsan. He's kept his intensity. The last few rallies he's been outstanding again, and he and his partner now on the verge of victory. 3 match point opportunities.
Here it comes.
Oh, it's still good. There's a challenge. There's a challenge on match point. It was called good. I thought it was long.
Ooh. Listen. According to what we can see here, it clips the line.
Oh, it's out. The judgment is made.
Yes.
And the Japanese pair are given a lifeline.
The idea is not bad. He was scared that there will be a follow-up. He's got the back to his opponent. He can't really see if they're moving into the net. So he was scared. If he was just blocking it straight, that someone will be standing there. So he was going cross. The idea was fine.
2 match points saved. 1 more remains. All England champions once again. 21-19, 21-19, and for a second consecutive year, it is heartache for Hayakawa and Endo. Well, for Hendra Setiawan, he now has achieved all of the big ones as far as badminton is concerned. He adds the All-England title to his 2 world titles and his Olympic title from Beijing in 2008. The Indonesian coaches celebrate as well, but let's give thought to the Japanese pair. You need 2 good pairs to make such a good final. 21-19, 21-19, and the Indonesians are champions.
A Formula One car leaves a vacuum in its wake so great that it will rip up a manhole cover. Produces a downforce so strong it could drive upside down. And with braking so extreme, it can make a driver shoot tears. Extraordinary. Every race live on Sky Sports F1.
Don't blend in. Mocha from Vauxhall.
It's your changing room. It's your lunchbox. It's your beauty parlour. And it's your wingman. So give it the love it deserves at Quick Fit. With MOTs only £30. Quick Fit, the love your car deserves.
In life, you cannot always choose what you do, but you can always choose who you are. We are the Sappers. With every brace and every coupling, we say, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
If you're a landlord, home insurance isn't enough. Direct Line's landlord insurance means if your rental property's oven, washing machine or boiler breaks down, we'll pay to have it repaired or replaced as standard. To help get your property back in order and keep your rent coming in. And whether you have one property or lots of them, we guarantee to beat the price of any other insurer. So for the best landlord insurance provider, take the Direct Line.
Vauxhall Mocha. Available with up to 5 years 0% APR representative and no minimum deposit. That's flexible finance. From Vauxhall.
Ahsan and Setiawan, the world number ones, are now All England men's doubles champions as well. They beat Endo and Hayakawa, the number 2s from Japan, 21-19, 21-19, and the Japanese lose their 2nd consecutive men's doubles final. It's a great disappointment for them, but great joy for the Indonesians. At last, Setiawan wins himself an All-England title.
Just a brilliant match. I mean, the speed was absolutely incredible. What was good to see was the Japanese were able to cope with the speed for a lot of the match. They just seemed to lose it a little bit at the end, and I think some of the key area of the game was in that first game when there was 16-14 up. The Indonesians went on a roll from then and just reeled off point after point after point, and that was the experience. And when we talked about the head-to-head 5-0, all the matches have been close. They've just had the edge when the matches have got tight and been able to bring out the big points and play their very, very best without making any mistakes.
Gail, were you surprised by the Japanese and how they played?
I was surprised because we were talking about the head-to-heads, and my heart was thinking, oh no, you know, Japanese boys going out there, you know, already their heads might be down, but they just went out there and just, you know, brought their game. They played their game, and I'm really, really pleased for that. I actually don't think the Indonesians played their best game, but the Japanese, I don't think they allowed them to do that. So that was really encouraging, and yeah, they're going to be disappointed by it. But you know, the Indonesians are a class act. They're number one, and they've got all these titles. And I think that, you know, that ultimately showed in the end. Even though they didn't, I don't think they were playing their best. they still manage to win, and that is such a skill to have.
They've got something special about them. We're talking about the speed and the agility of all the players on the court and it being a really close match, but they have this presence about them to be able to just step it up in certain rallies and win some quick rallies. They've got a little bit of flair about them, and you very rarely see that with athletes out there on the court, and it takes something special to do that. The last people have been Kai and Fu, and then prior to that probably Ricky and Rexy. These guys have got it as well.
We talk about the flair of the Indonesians. They do, and they do take a gamble. They will come in and try some shots, and really you're thinking, is that the best shot? But what they were very good at, they did make quite a few mistakes in the final, but they forgot it, and then, it was the next rally, and that, again, is a great skill to have.
Well, you say the Indonesians didn't quite play their best, but both in defence and attack, they were excellent, and especially they came out and defended so well.
Well, they've got the whole package here. We can see early on they're attacking here. The defence of the Japanese pair was brilliant as well, but their movement around each other is just so good here. I mean, we're looking at Ahsan getting forward to the net, but both players can play the back and the front of the court, and their defence is just so good as well. I mean, those Japanese boys are smashing a shuttle there from the mid-court and the front of the court, and they're just standing straight-legged and knocking it around. I mean, normally you'd be grovelling around on the floor for those shots, but
it's a natural awareness, isn't it?
I think something that Indonesian athletes coached when they're young is learn to relax when they defend. I mean, a lot of European players, you watch Chinese and Korean styles, are very tense and moving their feet very quickly. Indonesian style is very much
casual approach.
Yeah, you keep your arm relaxed and so you can move quickly when you need to, and they do that just brilliantly.
Not too casual though, because they attacked well as well.
Well, their movement's brilliant, isn't it?
It's that efficient movement. They're very casual on court, but when it comes to it, they can just jump and just spring, and that release of power and explosion is just phenomenal. It's very hard to teach that and coach that.
As soon as you tense up as an athlete and try and hit the shuttle harder, you actually you don't generate that power. You don't hit the shuttle harder. You have to relax, and power comes from this ability to be able to relax and then just suddenly focus and explode on the shot. And as soon as you tighten up, you lose that ability to hit hard.
Well, so much for the Indonesians. We've heard they're great. They won it, so that's the proof in the end. But the Japanese, they did match them pretty well, especially early on in the match.
I think they're absolutely amazing to watch as a pair. They look as though they're on a piece of string tied together, rotating round each other all the time. Their movement and awareness of where each other is on the court is just brilliant, and you're watching them here rotate round the court, and they were matching the Indonesians nearly all the time. They just didn't have that little bit of flair to put the shuttle away sometimes here, but good anticipation coming forward there. But what really did impress me with them was how well they moved around each other on the court and worked for each other.
The different styles of play as well. We're talking about the casualness, the casual flair of the Indonesians, and the Japanese are, sort of, you can see them in the ready position a lot more. It's a lot more traditional, I was going to say, a bit more
trained and focused on the court, ready.
But it's still such speed and explosion as well.
They're incredibly quick on the court, and I think both pairs are as quick as each other. I think that there's just something special about the Indonesians that they can raise their level just on those few important points, and this is what makes champions.
And they're so good, I think it's worth watching a little bit more. I mean, it's just as exciting the second time round, isn't it?
It's time after time after again, those smashes. It's not just one hard steep smash, it's again and again and again with this relentlessness, that they are going to kill that shuttle on the floor. And it's just a focus, determination, aggression, all in one. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, we saw in that game as well that 17-all, and then they suddenly pressed the rallies again, went from 17-all in the space of sort of 30 seconds a minute. They're 20-17 up, and the game's gone again. And just like the first game, they were 16-14 down, reeled off 5 or 6 rallies. Game gone.
And here is the presentation, and the Japanese, of course, will be called up first. Heartache for them, though. Endo and Hayakawa for the second time running.